Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So here we are, all right? For the key to the week this week, we have the Hermit card. So this is going to be a slower week. It's probably likely to be a bit more of a pensive week as well. It's very likely that you are going to have opportunities to advance in some way this week. But the thing is, those opportunities to get ahead or get forward in life on a practical level are going to come when you readjust your internal structure. They're going to come when you adjust adjust or readjust your internal idea or understanding. There's going to be some sort of wisdom, some sort of knowledge, some sort of inspiration, maybe a download, maybe an insight or an understanding that comes to you this week that is going to change everything for you. It's going to really give you, or certainly highlight to you, what's happening on a on a deeper level with you. And very often when you have that kind of insight or that kind of change take place on an internal level, it filters out into the world, so it makes everything outside start to reflect the new energy that you have on the inside. Remember, the Hermit card is often about withdrawing from the world. This is how you allow your inner high priestess or your intuition to speak to you. So this week it looks like knowledge, wisdom, insight, all of those things are coming to you, but it is going to be on the internal level, or on the internal planes, that the biggest changes and advancements are made. And by doing so, that's how you're going to welcome in these new changes that are coming up for us. For our actions and options, we've got the Knight of Wands, right? So this doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to be active out in the world. It just means that the way that we're pushing forward, this is about being very clear about what you are truly passionate about, what it is that you really want. This could be this week as well. You are presented with some sort of opportunity to demonstrate your skills, your understanding, your expertise. Remember, the Knight of Wands, fast, fun, vibrant, dynamic, sexy, sensual, all of that kind of energy. And actions and options, this is about what you do, but it's also about what you choose. So the direction that you choose to go in, the way that you choose to show up, the things that you decide to speak on, this is all, it's all coming from a place of deep focus this week, which is really interesting, because usually the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords tend to be a bit haphazard, right? The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, those guys really know their shit. Like, they know what they're doing, they know where they're going, they know what they want to create. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords, they're a bit more sort of rough and ready, go for it, build the ship on the way, once I've jumped in the water kind of energy. Whereas the Knight of Wands, coming through the guise of the Hermit, this is a lot more focused. This is about being very clear on what your vision is, very directed onto what your vision is, really going for and understanding where it is that you want to put your best efforts, and ultimately how you want people to acknowledge your actions, right? So this is exciting. I mean, it does definitely feel like there's going to be a few opportunities to have fun, to engage, but ultimately to show people why you are who you are. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful, right? So regardless, I'm going to say this, there is good news on the horizon for you. This may very well be some sort of opportunity that shapes up for you this week that requires you to act really quickly. Now, the thing is, often, one of the things about Leonine energy, sun, moon, or rising, is we tend to kind of go through that moment of, oh, maybe I'm an imposter. Oh my God, like, have I all this time been lying that I actually can't do what I've been training and working on for all these years? There's that moment of self-doubt that kicks in. Like, this is one of the things that people don't mention about Leo energy. There is quite an insecure kind of energy that goes hand in hand with that, right? And it's usually because of the amount of crap that they've had to come through in order to shine in the way that they do. The opportunity or the step forward that presents itself this week, that comes through either someone that you know, someone that you love, someone that you care about, very likely to be an opportunity to really demonstrate your skills. There may be a moment where you have that kind of like, oh, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. You've got to snap that out quickly, because you are going to be given a chance to really demonstrate who you are, what you're about. You're going to be given this opportunity this week to really get ahead in some way, shape or form, and what you do with it, how you communicate all that you are and everything that's gone into making you all that you are. That's going to be really important. It's going to be just as important as your results, right? So pay attention this week. It could be as well on a really mundane level. There could be some sexy time going on this week. Oh. Just putting it out there. For the money and materials, we got the Page of Pentacles. I mean, this is great. When it comes to work, when it comes to finances, there is good news on the horizon. There is definitely a moment of getting ahead this week. I don't know where it comes from specifically. I feel like you'll probably know this person, but there's something that happens this week that really could either put a boost to your finances, that could really put you on the wider world stage in some way, shape or form, or really just help your career, and so therefore your earning potential advance in some way, which is really exciting. I mean, we've got this beautiful new moon that's happening this week in the sign of Leo, which is going to be great, right? And actually, I think this one is happening like bang on my ascendant degree, so I'll be really intrigued to see what comes up. Finances look good this week, especially for those of you that have either a personal business, or for those of you that have been working on an idea that you wanted to release. This is going to be a really great week for it. I do feel that new moon is going to bring around some really amazing change. When it comes to the physical health and vitality, this is a week to look after your throat and your neck. He says with his frog in his throat there. This is also going to be a week where, when it comes to your home, interestingly enough, now I'm not seeing specifically any cards of travel besides the Knight of Wands, but I do feel like you might end up this week spending more time out of home than you actually do in it, which is going to be really interesting for everyone. And then finally, for our love and relations, we have the Chariot card, right? So for those of you that are single, definitely meeting someone this week. I'm going to be really honest with you. I mean, it falls underneath the Ace of Cups, so there could be a long-term potential here. It is definitely a possibility. The thing that really comes to mind, though, is it's very much going to be based on that physical attraction, certainly to start with. It may not develop into much more until a later date. And the reason I say this, and actually that's actually a good thing, is because you've got this Page of Pentacles here. Remember, you're going to be all about your money, your work, your business. All of these things are really starting to take your focus at this moment in time. So with that said, just give what you can to the relationship, especially if it's new and it's just budding, but also be aware that you want to make this more of a marathon, not a sprint, as Kelly Rosano always says. Love her. And then for those of you that are partnered or married, this is beautiful, because it means that you guys are finally on the same page. It means that you are very much heading towards your future goals, your future plans. This is about you really starting to align with your partner in a way that not only makes sense, but in a way that really sits well with you both. This is about you guys coming out on top. It's about the work, the hard work, the effort, the time, the energy that you put into the relationship, now finally starting to give out some of those dividends. So overall, this is an absolutely phenomenal week. I mean, it really is. There's a lot of great energy here. And I really think, like I said, a lot of the changes that happen this week are going to be on the internal level. Pay attention to them, because the thing is, when changes happen on the internal level, sometimes they're so subtle that we don't really notice the shift or the big leap that we've actually taken. And remember, those inner moves that we're making this week, that is going to provide the foundation for the manifestation that we want to see on a physical, tangible, real world level. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. A happy damn birthday to you if you are celebrating this week. Remember, Fill the day of your solar return with a little bit of everything that you want to house in your next year ahead. Fill that day with a little bit of everything that you want the whole year to have in it. If you are celebrating your birthday this week, especially those of you around the 17th, 18th, 19th, in fact, from the 17th right to the 21st, that new moon is basically bang on your sun, right? Because it's happening at 26 degrees. So you really want to, if this is happening for you, this is a brand new start for you in some way, shape or form. If it's on your ascendant, this is going to be your entire life. If it's on your moon, very likely in your emotional, romantic, or even, you know, your personal life, about you, who you are when you close the doors. So very, very interesting. With that said, take care. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week.